And hello and welcome to this early edition of DeWitt. Let me just check my sound here. I think all is good. All is good. Hello and welcome. Good, good, good. You're going to hear some background noise. I've got a printer going here. I got a printer going over here. So we got the Bamboo going. We got the Creator 5 going. I changed my mind on the color of the body of the truck. Yes, I had a bunch of parts printed for it, but I changed my mind and I'm going with blue. Anyways, that's a moot point. Yeah, so I'm printing a bunch of blue. We're going with the Polymaker Chroma blue. So I just think it's brighter. The green I had chosen, the green was okay, but I just think it's a bit dark. And because a lot of the other parts of the truck are black, I thought the blue would stand out a little bit nicer with black. I don't know, I might change my mind again after, who knows. We're a little ways away from this part of the build, so I may end up changing my mind again, but who knows. So let's go see who's here and say hello to everybody in chat, shall we? I'm gonna focus my attention on this screen. Okay, so I think the first one here was me. Oh, hey, I was the first one here. And then Jerry, of course. Hello, Jerry. Another CG, did a boom boom, 3D Medic Vince, Guy the Jedi, excuse me, Andy Visley is here, Wiki Central is here, Betty Boop is here, Sam Rat Terrier is here, oh excuse me guys, yawning, and Indie Nations is here, yeah, hola, 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 hola. 100 degrees out here and I'm on the elliptical and watching DeWitt. Life is good. You're on the elliptical and 100 degrees. Man, you're a lot fitter than I am. You're braver than I am. I have a fan going here because we're not 100 degrees, but we've had a lot of heat. A lot of heat for us. And actually we've got a little bit of humidity here, which is unlike what we usually get here. So I've got a full cup of ice water. No, it's not vodka. And I'm ready to start building. So yeah, we'll just we'll shoot the poop here for a couple minutes while people, realize, hey, he's live and he's an hour early. What gives? Well, I just decided to come on an hour early today so I could maybe get some more building done. We'll see. So having a few stomach issues. So if I pause and between, I'm having, I don't know. Anyways, something going on with the gut health issues. My goodness, getting old is just like I should not complain. Jerry, good to see you're starting to heal better. I watched your stream a little bit on my phone yesterday and I saw that you're on and off the oxygen. That's good. That's a good sign. And time heals everything, so just stick with it. Tequila, no, you don't want me drinking on stream. I would not get anything done, trust me. I wouldn't get anything done if I drank on stream or if I got drunk on stream or whatever. Sorry, this is bothering me. This wheel just looks a little out of shape. I'll just turn it over. A little bit of a squirrel moment there. Squirrel. Okay, so let's see. We have 12 watching now. We have 12 watching and we have 3 likes. I don't know if I like that math, but let me refresh the screen and see if that's inaccurate. 6 likes. Okay, well that's okay. As long as we're at 50%, 50% likes versus people watching. So I have good news and I have bad news today. The good news is, where did I put that? Oh, it's way over here. The good news is we're going to get a lot of building done tonight. And the bad news is that I can't do a giveaway tonight. Now watch. Now we're going to drop viewers to 0. I can't do a giveaway tonight. They're doing a switch up with the giveaway. I got an email from Polymaker and said, please do not run any giveaways until we get the system they're switching over to a different coding system or something. And we were asked, or at least I assume everybody got the mail, I'm not sure. I was asked not to do any giveaways until further notice, until they get the new system up and running. Now, I will see if I can do a makeup giveaway when that happens. I don't know for sure, but unfortunately, I can't do a giveaway tonight. Petty Ruxpin, if you pop on, I know you're probably not here yet. I haven't seen your name. Supposed to say the bad news first. Whatever. Not really bad news. My goodness. If all you're here for is the giveaway, bye-bye. I don't want you here. If you're just here for the giveaway, that's going to hurt my feelings. It really is. And I'm a very sensitive guy. So please don't be here just for the giveaway. Petty Ruxman, when you do come on, and I'll mention that again after, I do have your code. I'm assuming it'll still work because this code came in long before I was told not to do the giveaway. But I do have your code, and for whatever reason it didn't get to you, but I don't have your email on file. So I'm going to get you to email me when you're on, and I'm going to give you my email, and you can email me your email, and I'll email you your code that I owe you. So, and if the code doesn't work, then you're going to have to be patient and wait. So there we go. The stream is giveaway enough for me. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, another CG. I appreciate that. Hey, Raj, how are you? Good evening and welcome. Okay, so when we left off on this beautifully massive build last week, we left off with this thing mostly done. And I'm going to go to the other screen and I'm going to show you where we left off and what I did right after the stream. So if I switch over to the display here, there we are. Oh, let me go back one screen here. If I go that, and then if I go to here, yeah, anyways, so we left off here. Remember, I tried to put this in and I couldn't get the bearing to fit in there and yada yada. What I did is I took this apart a little bit. I pulled that bearing off and I manually inserted the bearing in the back there so I didn't have to clean it out too much. And that bearing is in there. It's a really tight fit in there, but I got it in there. And then I went ahead and I screwed the motor mount on after I got the bearing in there, which means that I am completed up to this portion right here. Right here. So the motor is on and it's being held in on there with the 4 screws that they say to put in there. So this whole Doomer thingy portion motor reducer gear thing is all done. And if I turn these, they're turning smoothly. Mind you, they're turning not like really wee turning. There's a little bit of resistance to them, but that's because we're going from a fast high-speed motor and doing reduction of the gears all the way down to 2 slower speed piston pivots, whatever you want to call these things. So I love my technical terms. He had the same email but was given 2 codes with links. Winner and trouble with one of them. He messaged Polymakers requested by Joel. Huh. Hey Kilroy, doing fine. Yeah, I got I emailed Joel. I messaged Joel today because I received I received emails with 7 links, 7 winner codes, and I think that may be either a mistake or they're testing the system. But I'm not using any of those codes because I wasn't expecting them. So I think they're just testing the system, and we're getting random codes or something just to make sure things are working. But hey. That's not for me to do what I want with. I have put the question out there, so I am doing as I was instructed and holding off for now. So you love my tech talk too. Well, I do my tech talk as much as I can. So what we're doing now is the next step is to install this Doomer thingy gear motor, main motor thing into the frame, into the chassis. Okay, so the next page. If we swing back over to the display and I get you back onto the right display, the instructions, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to be placing the gearbox into the chassis. And we're going to be putting 2 screws in this side here. We're going to be putting 2 screws up here. And then we're going to be putting 2 screws in here. Then we're going to repeat for the other side. And then we're going to get on to some more fun stuff called driveline. So let's go back up to this position right here. And as always, as usual, so I can keep an eye on the chat and make sure you guys, I'm not ignoring anything. I don't want you following me. I didn't mean to put a hand signal up there. I am going off of paper instructions here as well to do this so that I can keep an eye on the chat, because I don't have the dual monitor set up here anymore. So yeah, I hope you're doing well, and hello everyone, doing really good. Yes, okay, I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat. So let's get going. I broke open the little tools that come with the kit as well. These little tools came with the kit, and we're going to be dealing with some tiny bearings pretty soon, so I brought the little bearings out. But for now, I need to bring this over. Oh, I just killed my jack stands. Oh no! It's a good thing the whole car wasn't on this. There, and we're going to put this other jack stand up here, like so. There we go. And we're going to fit this in. Now, if I look at the picture, that's the back. This is the front, and this is going to go in this way, in around. I have to cheat and look at the actual position of this. There we go. So we have the little slotty thing here. The round one is where these two little rails go, and then we have the little slotty thing here. And then these parts here are going to go. Okay, so where do these bottom ones go? We're not going to worry. They're there. I'm just going to cheat ahead here. There. I see. There and there. Okay. Does that make sense? That makes sense to me. Okay. So I need some M2 by 20s. Two M2 by 20s. You want to build one eventually, but I want to do a 5 kilowatt e-bike motor upgrade. Ooh, wow. Truck, not a car. Did I call it a car? Maybe I called it a car jack. Okay, so just go with the flow. Come on. M2 by 20s. M210, M28, M216s, M220s are right here. So I'm going to need to open a few of these. I charge my driver just to make sure. He takes me places, but I charge him for different things. No, okay, that's bad. I'm not the best dad joke person, so, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these in. So it looks like we're going to be screwing into this here on this side. So this pops in here. I'll check chat out in a minute. So this is popping in here. And this looks like it's surrounding that hole. And I'm going in so we're going in the bottom left and we're going in the top left on the model. Okay, so first thing I need to do is make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna pre-start these screws. Here, I will give you a better angle here, just because I should be able to get you a better angle. So if I were to switch to this guy, yeah, maybe a little better. Is my light dead here? Let's see. There we are. So we're looking right in here. So I'm going to pre-start these screws. That's pretty dark. I wish I could lighten that. Let me see if I can lighten this up a little bit here. Give me 1 sec. Can I change the f-stop on this? No, I don't want that. It's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want either. Get out of there. I'm trying to plus and minus the exposure here for you guys. Oh, if I do this, no, that's not what I want either. Come on. Oh, here. No, I don't want the timer. Bear with me. Menu. It's not what I want. Okay, there was a way to do this and I just... Anyway, we're just going to go with that. I'm not going to fiddle around with this too much more. Okay, let's just go. Okay, so we want the top left hole next to that. So we want this one right here. This one. That seems like a long screw, but hey, who am I to question that? Okay. What happened to me? What happened to me of the camera? Hang on 1 sec. OBS. Main cam. Oh, I see what I've done here. I'm not on the main cam. Okay, so I'm going to do something real quick here. That's why we start early. I'm going to do that. Hi. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. There we go. Little better. Okay, and then we're going to grab another screw. I know. Stop fiddling with your camera and build, Tim. Yeah, I know I will. And then bottom left, which is this one right here. Got to hold this in, get that started. Feel it coming through. There we go. And then after that, we're going to need these two right here. So are they they're M2 by 20s as well. So I'm just going to get these started so that we at least get a little bit of a grip on these. Because I've only got one set of hands, and I can see myself kind of struggling to hold this up while I try and hold these screws in. There's that one. And the bottom one. There we go. Okay. So we got those 4 in. So now, if I get these lined up, that one's lined up, or is it? Nope. Come on. Okay, I gotta pull this closer to me. I'm losing my jacks here. My jacks. Okay, so there's the hole there. Okay, come on. Show me the hole. Come on. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but if I can get the one started, which I did, if I can get the other one started, oh, don't drop. Don't drop the motor. I can get this one going. Okay, good. I got these going. Okay, got one in. Got that one in. Now let's get these ones lined up and in. There we go. Nice. That wasn't so bad. And again, I'm going to get these mostly in, then I'm going to snug them by hand. Okay. With these cute little hex key wrenches that came with the kit. Okay. Okay, there's those. Now, next page. And we're going to put these two in, and then we're going to put 2 back ones in. Repeat, oh, then these two, then we're going to repeat for the other side. So these two are, that's these ones right here. Whoa, come on. Now they should have self-lined up or self-aligned, which it feels like they did. Yep, good. Okay, and one more. Look at that. I pulled out just the right amount of screws too. That was just pure fluke. Evening, 3D Medic Vents. Tuxedo, hello. Okay. And this one. Okay, now I've got to turn it over and repeat on the other side, although this side doesn't get these ones because this is just mounted on this side, this portion here. Okay, let's zoom this out. Whoops, that way. Let's turn this over. Whoa. Bring this back this way some. Here we go. And my jack stands here. Did I mention you need a lot of room for this build? There we go. So we're going to repeat these two and these two. So there's just 4 for the other side. Yeah, okay. And they're 20 millimeters. So we need 4 more of these out. There we go. Okay. Hopefully these are all lined up nicely. We'll find out in a second here. Not quite. There we go. I believe that's good. Okay. Okay, 2 more. Dose more. And they lined up perfectly. Okay, good. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So there's that thing all mounted in there. Okay, okay, and now let's see what's happening. I believe I'm going to be doing a bit more building now. Let's switch back to this. We've got that all mounted in there. So let's move this back over. There we go. Move these guys in. And there it is. Perfect. Okay. Let's see what's next. Boom. So we've done this, and we did that, and we repeated for the other side. Now we're going to build a drive line. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do a differential assembly. So one thing I did off camera, you'll all be so proud of me. I spent probably a good hour yesterday. I organized all my bags. I've got a box there that's got plate number 11 to 19. I've got 75 to 102, 20 to 50, 105 to 124. Anyways, I've got all my parts bags organized in numerical order so that when I go to look for a certain part, it's right there. No more digging through and wasting your time. And I even have these next parts prepped and ready to go right now. See, that's I'm learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. Okay, so we're gonna do that next part. Let me give you the overhead view this time. There we go. So now we're onto this. We flip back over. Okay, so we're doing the drive, and we're gonna start with assembling some differential assemblies here. So that's where we're going right there. Okay, so I'm gonna try and keep these in view all the time. Can I get you in any closer? Just to be close to you. Here, let's zoom in a little bit closer here. There we go. So we're going to open this bag, which is bag number 12. And these are all the parts that we're going to be dealing with here. There we go. Okay, so let's just get these kind of so they don't roll away here. Now we are looking at this little piece right here. Apply some grease if you're building the RC version, which I am. Now which piece am I looking at? This piece right here. But what goes in there? That shows a little piece. Huh. Oh, okay, I see. We want to apply grease after the fact. So we're taking a bearing, and this is this piece right here. So we're going to put a bearing in the bottom of this, like so. Make sure that's pushed in all the way. I'm going to cheat and use my little, this little guy. The end of this is a perfect size bearing pusher for these bearings we have here. So let's just make sure that that bearing is in there and set, which it is. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to put this piece right here with the 3 holes through here, like so, through that bearing, like this, so that that's free turning inside there. Okay, and then, so that's that step. Now we'll add the grease in a minute here. Okay, so we'll put that up. And that was 88, now we're on to 89. Okay, well, let's put some grease in right now. I'm just gonna, I thought since they supplied a bunch of grease too, I'm gonna see what kind of grease they supplied. They supplied a lot of grease. I think, see if this is white grease or what this is. Where's my scissors? Where's my skizzers? Come on, get over there. Don't be stubborn. There we go, there's my scissors. Best scissors in the world, by the way. Cutco brand scissors. Best scissors in the world. Although this isn't a scissor stream, so there we go. So let's apply some grease in there. What color grease did they give me here? Oh, it's like almost like a clear grease. We'll just pile a bunch of grease in here. We are using it as an RC, so they said if you're using an RC, put lots of grease. There we go. There we go. There's some grease in there. Where's my grease rag? Ah, here we are. Hey, Deanna the baker. Okay. So that's all greased up big time. Okay, there's that one. Now we want this piece here. We want another bearing. Push the bearing in. Let's get my bearing pusher tool. Unofficial. Make sure bearing's good. And then there's this one here. Goes through in there. Like so. Okay. And more grease. Grease is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning. Okay. I know, I'll shut up. Okay, lots of grease in there. So much grease I can't even see the gears. Let me put some more in this. Can you ever have too much grease? I guess depending on the part and what it's doing, I don't know. See, we only have 26 people because there's no giveaway tonight. People don't like the fact there's no giveaway. Okay, there we go. Those 2 pieces are done. Oh, now we get to now this looks fun. Look at that next step right there. Right there. We got to assemble like a little differential assembly thing doomer with a bunch of tiny little bearings and some small M3x8 screws. M3x8s. Those are 10, 16s. Or my M2x8, sorry. Oh, M3, no, they are M3x8s. M3x8s, okay. So let's find the M3x8 screw pack here. Okay, M3x8s right here. Okay, so we need this little piece, wherever it is, right here. And we need these three little pieces right here. And we need some tiny, tiny bearings, which are these guys right here. You're only here to lose the giveaway. Well, you will lose, Steve Alpha, because there is no giveaway today. And we're going to need three of these tiny, tiny bearings. Okay, so M3x8 screws. So we need the screw. Well, first let's see if I can fit the bearings in here. Oh yeah, they just fit in. There's no pressure fitting these bearings or anything. They just sit in there just perfectly nice and clean and smooth. Just like that. So you got the bearings in there. I got my bearings in. No different than any other stream. There you go. And we have our 3 M3x8s. Okay, these I'll put in by hand because they look a little more precious. So these are going to go in here. And these are going to screw into these. Now it says don't panic if the holes feel too big. It's by design. Okay, I'm not going to panic. Okay, but they're not even... Okay, well, it's very loose. It's not gripping. I'm not panicking because it says right here, don't panic if the holes feel too big. It's by design. And boy, do they ever feel loose in those holes. Okay, it's by design though. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, that's... Wow. And it's only gripping... I'm sure there's going to be something else holding this whole thing together. And there. Okay, that's... See, they don't even really tighten in there, per se. Okay, but there's that little get-together thing right there. Now, that's 89, 90, now 91. Ah, okay, then this whole little thing drops into this thing here. So this guy here, and this whole little thing is going to drop right into there like that. Ah, I see. So they're all going to turn kind of freely. Oh, I see. So when that drops in and I turn, they all turn nice and loose. That's why you don't panic, because really this thing is going to hold them in like this. Okay, there we go. Aha. Okay. And from there, we then pop in this assembly. So now we're using M2x20, so we're popping that assembly on the cap of the one that we just put those three things in. So this is popping on top here, just like... Okay, so I line those holes up where the M3s are, and that pops on just like that. Just like that. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Then when you turn one, the other one turns the opposite way, which I guess what that whole thing is about. Okay, M2x20s. I just had a bunch of them out. So yeah, M2x20s right here. So I need three of these. Okay. Now these we will use the power tool for. And we're going to close this entire case in. Oops. Oh, these go through this side. Aha. Okay. Let's just start the other ones. Yeah, they were greased. There's a lot of grease in there. No, it doesn't say to grease that little one as I put it in, because we greased the top and bottom with lots of grease, so that grease is going to spread like, that's going to spread like the plague. There is a lot of grease in there. But thanks for the heads up, Indie Nations. Okay, so there's that one. That one. That one, and then we'll just give them a snug. There, there, and there. Okay, so when these turn, and they turn very easy, turn this one clockwise, the other one turns counterclockwise down, but yeah, they kind of turn opposite directions. I guess that's what this whole thing's about. Okay, that part done. That part's done. So we've done this part here. And we're on to page 93. Okay, M2 by 10s for this little piece right here, which is this little guy. No, not that one. That's this little guy right here. So I need M2 by 10s. And that's these ones right here. I've already got a tray full of those out. And we need 4 of those. Okay. These must just be for strengthening them or something. Let's just make sure that is the right piece. There's 2 of these that look the same. Oh, prepare 2 of them. That's why there's 2 that look the same, because we're going to do 2 of these. Okay. Interesting. Okay, there's 1. 4 more of these. Whoa! Okay, 4 more of these. Man, as I build this, I can't help but just think the number of hours that had to go into the CAD design of this thing. The sheer number of hours and trial and error and frustration and, you know, incredible. It's something that I would never in my wildest dreams think of tackling, to design this and then to create the CAD files, and wow. Incredible. If it was with Fusion, the hours would be infinite. Yes. I can't imagine that unless there was some AI involved. I don't know, but I can't imagine. I'm sure AI can help in a case like this, but there we go. There's a lot of hours involved in this design. Okay, we did that. We repeated. We prepared 2 of those, 94, so we want 95, 96. Okay, so we're going to take this assembly we just did. We're going to put a bearing on it. Okay, like so. And then we're going to take this with the square end. Where's that piece with the square end? Where is this piece? Where is that piece? Right here. Is that this one? No. Oh yeah, this is, here's the nightmare I didn't want to come across. Am I missing a piece? No. I'm looking for, oh, Man, my arm, I can't do that. I'm looking for this piece right here. And I don't see this piece right here. Oh, it's the one I was just working on. Duh. Okay, forget it. Forget it. We're good. Square end. So this goes on there, and then this just screws on there with nothing kind of in between. Really? Okay. Does that bearing sit? So that bearing is just sort of going to float in the middle of this. Okay. So that's going to go on there, and that's going to go on there. Okay, so those are M3 by 20s. M2 by... I keep saying M3 because I'm so used to using M3 screws and building printers and everything. So I know if I keep saying M3s, just ignore me, unless I actually go to pick up an M3. Okay, so we're going to get these started. Yeah, the instructions are extremely well done with these things. I'm going to start these by hand. They're not being too difficult here at all. So if I start these by hand, there we go. I watched the instructional video for a lot of this, and he did a lot of it by hand. Mind you, did have a power drill for a lot of it too, but there's some things you just want hand power because you get a better feel for how far things are going. There we go. So those three. Now there's no particular way or angle or anything, I don't think, on this, so we're just going to line that up like so. And then let me get these started. Okay, now I'll continue with the power. Okay. Okay. And one more. Okay, and then we'll tighten these by hand. There we go. There we go. There we go. So this whole thing right here. Okay. Now repeat for the other side. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. That's quite possible, Deanna. That is very possible. I wouldn't put it by me. I would not put it by me. Okay. Oh, no, what am I doing? They're supposed to be 20 millimeters. So I'm putting 10 millimeters, 8 millimeters, whatever. 20 millimeters in, 3 of them. Just about put the wrong size screw in. Duh. Just let me just see. There, just give you. I'll switch up the views every once in a while, just because. Make it a little more interesting view. Especially I'm working with a lighter piece because it's easier to see in the camera. I need to get some more light down here. Yeah, that overhead light I got is burnt out for some reason. I do have another little light. I could shine more light on this area here. I should go grab it. There you go. You're trying to throw me off, huh? Okay. There we go. There's those ones, and then we'll screw this into this. Come on. Just like that. Okay, that feels lined up. There's that one. That one. And there we go. That piece all done. So yeah, you turn this one that way and the top one turns the opposite way and so on. That's what I guess we call a differential. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so that's this part done. So we're on to 97, which is right here. A locked differential is available in printable 102. The lock differential puts too much stress on the shafts. With this option, it's highly recommended to print all the shafts in nylon. Well, we're not going to use a locked differential. This is just the one we used. So that is what we just made right there. Oh, I see. So they're saying there's a different model in there, but we're not going to do that. We've done the regular one, which means we don't need to use nylon filament. Okay. Make sure that the output shafts can move freely after some run-in. They will be smoother. And they are moving extremely freely. Like, I mean, that is so free that I feel like screaming, freedom! Those are moving extremely free. So those are great. Okay. 98, 99. Front axle, M2 by 12. So here's the front axle. And I need an M2 by 12. M2 by 12. M2 by 10, M2 by 12, right here. Man, there's 256 of these things. Flatten for one spin left, other spin right. Differential. Is it really? Or are you just pulling my leg? I don't know whether to believe you or not. Okay. Let's get this one. Good movie, too. That one where you got freedom. Okay, and I think that's on the... I don't think it matters which side, but we'll put this in here. Okay, M2 by M2 by 2 by... Okay, so they want this one to go straight through. All the way through. So we'll just do this by hand so we don't break a piece. Okay, just like that. And then we have the other piece. We're going to put it in the same thing. Front axle, M2 by 12. Two M2 by 12s. Well, there's only one hole in it. But I guess they're meaning they want me to put one in each when they said two. Do not confuse this shaft with the one of the 6x6 version. This is the longer axle of the build. Okay. Okay, what's it mean? Do not confuse this shaft with the one of the 6x6 version. This is the longer axle of the build. BB's 3D, hello. Okay, let's put this through. Let's just go and see. This was bag number 12. I just want to see. This was number 12. I just got to check something out here. Let's go back to our little list here. And let's go here. And we're looking at bag number 12. Okay. 12. Okay, that was obviously the axles that came with it. There's bag 12. Okay, this plate contains, no, bag 10, oh, 12, here we go. So there are two different size axles in here, so I guess we're okay. We're going to use both of them. Okay, it just confused me a little bit the way it worded that on the instructions here. Because what it said here was, it said, do not confuse this shaft, which is the longer of the two, with the one of the 6x6 version. This is the longer axle of the build. So am I to use, oh, and then there's the short one here too. So we're using both. Okay, well, we're using both. So let's just go ahead and keep doing what we're doing here. Okay, so we need a bearing for this over top. That's going to go right up to the end like so. Okay, and that's plate 100. Now 101, or page 101, we're going to put one on the small axle as well, a bearing. Okay, right there like so. Okay, and then we take that little differential we just made, and the longer of the bearings go, the longer one goes in this end, like so. Let's push that all the way in. Is that gonna, hang on. I guess that's going to be a really tight fit. Pay attention to the orientation of the parts and to the different axle lengths. Yes. The orientation of the parts. So we have this going up. And I don't know. So we have this coming up this way, although it doesn't really matter. So that's got to be pushed in into this. So let's get this in as far as that'll push, which is there. And then this one, we want the flat side up and the same one here. So that's going to be this one here, pushed in to this one here. Okay, let's just see if I can not break anything here. That does not want to go in too far. Hang on. Although I don't think it's going to go in too far based on how far these screws are screwed in. Okay. Orientation there. And there. Oh, I see. So the orientation, so the screw on this one, so this has the screw sticking up, and this one has the screw sticking sideways. Okay. Like so. Okay. Let me get this in. I'm just trying to be very careful I don't snap anything here. This just feels like it needs to go in a bit tighter. Does not want to go in there cleanly. But that's as far in as that's going to go. So we have this sticking up, with this one sticking out sideways. So what we're looking at is this right here, just like that. Okay. This just feels a bit loose in here. I'm wondering if this one went in a little further. Let me just pop this one out again. I don't want to do this too much. Did that bottom, or is that, let me just see how far in that went. Oh yeah, this isn't going to go in too far because we can only go in so far because of the screws that are in there. Okay. That up. That right. And okay, so I think that's going to be it right there. Okay. According to this, that's going to be it. We're going to leave it. The universal joint gives forgiveness for not being perfectly straight. Yeah, that's got to be it because, yeah, because that's as far in as that one's going to go. They're limited to how deep they can go because of the 3 screws that are holding this into the differential here. Okay, fair enough. We're going to go with it. 102. So now we're on to 103 and 4. Oh, now we get to put this in my little plastic piece. So let's see if I need to clean that out at all. Where did I put that bag when I started? I bragged about having all my bags. There we are, right here. That's bag number 14. There we go, this piece right here. So we want this one. I'm just going to double check again on these. Make sure I'm going to actually just clean these out a little bit like we did last time. Just to make sure that we have everything. There we go. The dentist tool again, yes. There we go. I think that's all pretty good right there. That doesn't need much cleaning out at all. A little bit there, a little bit here. Okay, I think that should be good. So this is here. We are putting this. So that bearing is going to hit the front there, there, and there. Just like this. Oh, that bearing's not quite in. Okay. So that goes in there. Make sure the bearings are properly seated, otherwise the top cover won't close properly. Okay. Seated, 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 and seated. Okay, and then the top cover, 104, oh, 105. Oh, we don't put the top cover on yet. Okay. Okay, we're on to 105. We're on to another page here now, so we're going to be building something else. So let's put this aside for now. Okay, and we're going to build something else here. So we need this guy here. So here's where we're at here. We are on this top part right here. And it's giving me a warning what to put what direction here. Okay. Oh, I want this. No, there's 2 different ones of these, obviously. Oh, just making sure I use the correct one, which is this one here. So we have this, we have this little piece here, we have a bearing, 2 bearings. So we're going to put 2 bearings on this. 1, 2 bearings, 2, okay. And then we have the little piece with 3 holes in it, this guy right here. So this goes on top of this, and this goes on top of this. Okay, and that takes 2 M2 by 25s. So let's find my M2 by 25s right here. 3 M2 by 25s. Okay, so we're going to start these in the holes. There we go. So I'm now gonna, let's get these through the bearing holes first. This is gonna be fun to hang on to, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can do this. That's not so bad. Till I feel it. I feel that. I feel that. And I feel that. Okay, and now these are going to go into this. Let's put these through just a little bit more. There we go. Just so I can get a feel on this. And then this goes for the flat part this way. Right there. Let's see if I got this lined up. I missed. Let's back that up a bit. Okay. There we go. That's lined up. I just got to hold these together tight. It's hard on the hands. Okay, yeah, we're lined up at least though, so let's put this flat down now. Oh, go, come on. Okay. Okay. So just as the image suggests, we have a part that looks just like that. Okay. Okie doke. Now we're going to take this guy and we're going to screw him into this guy. Okay, with M2 by 20s. Ay, ay, ay. M2 by 20s, 4 of them. There's a lot of screws, man. Whoa. Long build. That's all right. Okay. That's what we have power tools for. That's why I wanted to get an extra hour in tonight, because I know this is a lot of putting parts together. And I just wanted to get a little extra head start today. And I want to do it all live. I don't really want to do too much off screen. I know some of this can seem boring, but hey, it's a good social thing. You guys can socialize amongst yourselves while I just yabber yibber chit chat away. Oh no, what? Don't like when somebody in chat says, "Oh no." That very screwy build, yes. Okay, and then this is going to go in the back of this. Oh, that's just switching filament to my support material on that other. Just wondering why that printer's doing what it's doing. I'm actually using support material. I'm cheating. Ooh, why does that one side look a little loose? What is that one piece? There we go. There we go. This looks a little lopsided. There's a little gap over here and I don't know why. I don't like the fact I see a little bit of a gap in there, but I don't on this side. Something didn't go in perfectly flat. So let me, before I go too far, let me see what caused that. That's back. Whoa! Don't strip the screw on me. Well, I think that screwdriver, that tip is a little bit off. Just going to back these out. Something went wonky here. Okay, and then that one and this one. These two, for some reason, unless there's a little bit of an artifact on the surface of that print, that should have screwed together flatter than it did. There it is, it's flat now. Okay, so if I hold that in and retighten these, that's better. Okay. That's much better. Okay. Okay, now I've got no gap there at all. So, and that's, yeah, that's much better. Okie doke. That's that piece finished. Okay, 106, number 107. Okay, this guy goes in the other part of that differential gear. This guy sits in here and meshes with this gear. Okay, fair enough. I feel some grease coming on. There we go. So that goes in there, and they say, and then it says apply a lot of grease. I just figure I may as well use the grease they supplied, because otherwise I'm going to be stuck with a whole bunch of grease packets, even though I do have my grease gun. Okay, lots of grease. Okay, we're going to just turn this until the grease flows like there's no tomorrow. So we'll just empty this grease packet into here. There we go. That's lots of grease. Okie doke. Okay, lots of grease done. Number 109. Okay, place the top cover And then we have two M2 by 20s to hold the top cover in place. So we're going to place the top cover. Make sure that that's all clean. Everything looks pretty good on there. Oops. Let's get rid of these few little artifacts. Okay. Oh, something's not. Okay, I think we're okay. Whoops, not quite. Those bearings here are not quite sitting flat. Oh, I see. There's got to be a gap between these two bearings. So I've got to make sure that I separate these two bearings. Come on. There should be a little bit of a gap between these two bearings because there is a little bit of a gap right here. Actually, I need that. They need to separate a little bit further. Here, let's pop this out real quick and just make sure these two bearings are separated like they should be. Put that back in there. Pop this on, and that's sitting good. That's sitting good, and there we are. So I had to have a little bit of a gap in those bearings there. So if I turn this, this should all turn. And this is all turning. Okay. Oh, grease. Okay, M2 by 20s. Let's grab a couple of these. That's on there, and that's going in these two holes here. Something is not quite lining up again. Let's see. I think it's this bearing right here. Okay, let's just make sure. That we have this thing all cleaned out nicely. That's good. That's good. Oh, we had a little piece of brim in there. Okay, that's going to do it. Okay, that was probably my problem right there. A tiny little piece of brim stuck in there. There's still something right here. I got a gap here that shouldn't be here. So I just got to figure out what this gap is. Patience. Why does that sound like my filament's not feeding correctly on that printer behind me? Let's move this bearing just a little bit that way. Where's my, there, this is what I need. I think I got to shimmy this bearing over a little bit. Okay, let's just see. Okay, that should be good now. Okay. Oh, that's messy. Okay. Let's go ahead and close this up. I gotta check that printer. Something's jammed. Okay. if I turn, this doesn't turn though. That should be good. However that works, I don't know. This is all science fiction to me. Okay. Number 111. We're going to put M2 by 8s in these two holes here. Whoa, just about knocked my model over. Oh, come on. Oh, just about knocked it over because I was reaching for a screw. Okay. Careful, Tim, careful. Whew. Okay, M2 by 8s. In here. And in here. Okay. Okay, we have that done. That's done there. Okay, and now we're going to take the front axle, M2 by 20 reinforcing screw. So that's this one here. These are both the same. Yes, those are both the same, M2 by 20. Reinforcement screw. Okay. Evening, Kakafoo. Okay, reinforcement screw done. Page 113. Prepare 2 of these gears. I knew you were going to say prepare 2 of these gears. I just knew it. Come on. Ah. Okay, start that by hand. We'll finish that by machine. I think that screwdriver tip is starting to go. That's why I bought 4 of them. But we'll keep an eye on that. I am going to take a water drink break here. And I'm just going to check this printer. Bear with me 1 second. Something, oh, okay, my support filament is saying it's jammed. And you're not jammed. And let's just say continue. And I'm going to grab something really quick. Don't go away, anybody. Go away if you want. Oh, here we are. Just going to grab this. Why are you not pulling? Hang on 1 second. Why are you not pulling filament? There you are. Now pull. Now pull. Pull. There you go. Maybe it's time for an AMS tune-up. There you go. Now you can go ahead and continue. I'm going to bring this light here because I think this will brighten it up a little bit so you can kind of see these parts happening a little bit more. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Does this thing have battery charge to it? Oh, it does. Look at that. See, I think that's going to be a little brighter if I just move this. Hang on a sec. if I turn this like this, and if I turn that on like that, and if I lower this like so, and then if I switch to this camera, oh, that's a lot brighter. You can see these parts a lot nicer now, I think. Anyways, it's all about the user experience. There we are. Oh, come on. There we are. Okay. Next, we are going to... What is that? So we did these, so we're going to need one of these. It looks like we're going to probably make two of these things the same. And we're going to need, whoops, one of these. We're going to need a bearing. What is an AMS tune-up? It's me wanting to fix whatever the freak is going wrong with my AMS. What's that red part? Is that possibly this part that I lost? No, that's not it. What's that red part? Right there. See the red part? It's got 4 holes to match the end of this. Now, is that a separate part in another bag? I do have a bag that had some red parts in it. Now, let me check, because it's not... I had this as a spare part that I had dropped, and I picked it up. That's only got the 3 holes in it. Okay, let me check my bag with the red parts, but let me see what bag number that's going to be. So we're going to go back over here. And it was earlier on in the bill, in the print, and there's a bag of red parts right there. This plate contains also the 6x6 parts included in some spares, including do not panic if you complete the build without. So I wonder if it's in that. So bag 18. But I'm also going to look at bag, we were on bag 12, and I don't see that piece that they're looking for. Can't be, that's got to be the order they were done in. Let me just scroll up on this one to where we are. Right there. That part right there. Okay, well, let me go look in bag 18. Because that's the one where we did print red parts, because it did say color group 1. Huh. But for some reason I thought there was another one that it told me to print in specifically. And yeah, anyways, okay. Let me just really quick here, just so I don't doubt myself. Bear with me, guys. I know you can't see me right now, but plate 12. Plate 12. 10, 11, 12. That's the plate we were working on right now. I'm just going to open plate 12 and see if that part should be here. Because I don't see that part on the bench, and it wasn't in the bag with plate 12 prints. So let's open plate 12. Ignore my color and see. Okay, I don't see that part here. It's like this, but it has 4 holes in it. Okay, so I don't see that here. Fair enough. Okay. So I'm going to find bag 18, which is in here. There's bag 18 full of red parts. And I think I see the piece I need right there. Okay. Should have gone with my first instinct. So here's bag 18 with all the red parts, and the part that they want is that part right there. Right there, that little sucker right there. Okay, let's put bag 18 back over there. See, it helps to have these bags in numerical order, doesn't it? Yeah. So the bearing goes on that, like so. Okay. Why it's red, I don't know. But anyways, who am I to question? And then we have this piece here. And we're going to use M2 by 30s. M2 by 30s. M2 by 30s right here. 4 of them. 4. Okay. And those are going in here. Let's just get these started. No, just a random, just red. They just said to do them in red for some reason, but it did say on the instructions that they're spare, so if you have overs, don't panic, blah, blah, blah. Why they did it in red, I don't know, instead of just having it in this bag with all these other parts, but obviously they wanted it in red for some reason, so. CAD twice, print once. Now, normally on projects, for those of you that have watched me do builds before, normally on projects, I will print spare of almost everything. This was just, I could not see myself printing spare plates of these things when you're dealing with well over 100 plates of parts. I wasn't about to print spares of everything, or backups of everything. I was just very careful to label the bags, to make sure I did, have a good checklist of things I did. So ideally, even though I panicked for a second earlier, ideally, I'm not going to be missing a part. I shouldn't be missing a part as we do this build. Okay. Okay, so those are all started on here. Those are going to go through into this. So let's see if I can, oh man. Tiny hands. Okay, I think I got that right. Got to hold that on there tight so we don't get any separation between the pieces. But as long as I can get it started here. I don't know if small hands would help in a case like this. You almost need strong hands, like, to hold these. There we go. I think we're good there. Okay. So now we'll motor our way through this till I feel them coming through. There's that one. That one. That one. And that one. So there we are. Those are in. Okay. So we're okay like that so far. Whoops. Like so. Magneto powers would help. Yeah. Okay, and then those 4. Let me just push them through just a tiny bit more, or at least the one of them. Well, 2 of them. 2 corner pieces. Just so I can get these lined up. There we go. Now, okay. I think we're okay. I think I can safely just go bonkers like this. How do you have corners on a circle? I know. Exactly, right? These are going in a long way. I like how they've used, like, he uses all these long screws not only to hold the parts together, but to reinforce the parts too. Pretty cool. Ow, 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 that hurt. Okay, hold tight. Oh, you need a strong grip. Yeah, I could have lubricated the screws, I suppose. I fear I have to do this again, too. Because there's two of these parts. The next page is going to say make two of these. You watch. Guarantee. Oh, yeah. Oh shoot, I screwed it in the wrong end. No, I'm kidding. There we go. Oh boy. Like you can, that's terror on the fingers. Okay, now I haven't looked yet. Next page, watch. Make two of these. You watch, you watch. Oh, not yet. Still got more. Oh yeah, well look, of course. Prepare two of these. Aha, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna need that red bag again, obviously. So we're looking now for this piece here, which looks like this piece here. So I may as well pull out that, another one of those, and another one of those. Let's just ensure those are all the same. They are. Okay. Okay. So now we want this to go in the back of this with some M2 by 12s, 4 pieces, M2 by 12s. Oh man. Look how long it's taken me so far, and look how many screws are left. And if all these screws are used in the build, we have a lot of building to do. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so these are going to go in the corners of these. So let's just get these started. I should have just built two of these as I was going, knowing darn well they were going to ask me to make two of these. Oh well. Oh well. What the heck? Let's just get these going with this. I'm glad I started the stream early today. I'm glad you guys are all still chilling out with me. Interesting that these are red. Huh. I know what y'all are thinking, and I'm going to do it. While I'm doing this, I may as well stick the 4 screws in the other piece too. And I agree with y'all. Okay, let's get 4 more of these out. Yeah, either they included a heck of a lot of overs for the screws, or I got a lot of. This is a family channel, but or I got a lot of screwing to do in this project yet. Man, oh man. You can see all the bags of screws that are still to be used. I'll have 6 of them. Oh, this is 1, 2. Yeah, they didn't tell me to print, and it's probably different parts that are in different bags, because they didn't tell me to print more of these for the 6-axle one, but I would imagine, yeah, these, I should have 6 of these, shouldn't I? You're not leaving, at least not until you see blood. Oh, well, you're going to be around a while then, and the red you're seeing now is not blood. The hunt for wheels. Oh, these, yeah, these are probably something to do with the wheels, based on the image of the image at the beginning of this section, for sure. I can see myself. I'm at the end of the stream. At the end of this build, I'm going to be looking like that old lady at the end, at the beginning of the Titanic movie. Well, we started this journey. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, so now we're going to screw this onto the end of this with those four. 1, 2, 3, 4, right like that. Okay, let's get these on. Okay, we'll finish these by hand. These holes seem to be a little bit bigger. These don't seem to be going in as tight, so that's why I finish them by hand so I don't over tighten anything here. Okay, there's the one. Okay, there's one. And it said to make 2 of these, prepare the next one. So we're going to take this one. I don't remember what I did. I got to back up a sheet here. I need a washer, or sorry, a bearing washer, similar. Just one has some little balls in it between 2 washers. Okay, bearing washer, this piece, and these were 30 millimeter, so we need 4 of those big long suckers again. You're done, your fingers are going to be curled and can't straighten them. Yeah, tell me about it, right? I already have minor arthritis setting into my fingers anyways. But I guess if anything, this is good finger exercise, I suppose. So let's get these things going. Let's get, oh, dropped it, caught it. Oh, thank you so much, Betty Boop. I enjoy everybody's company. I'd probably do these builds regardless. One of the reasons I started streaming is because I'm down here. I do a lot of this stuff alone. And it's nice just to have the company to talk to, even though if nobody's here in person. It's just nice to be able to talk to somebody that's actually listening. So believe me, I don't do these streams for the money. So YouTube doesn't pay much for somebody that has 2,580 subscribers. There we go. Come on. Man, this will be 3 hours of this and my hands are going to be sore by the time I'm done. I'll have to do a hand bath after. Nice Epsom salts in a pot and boil it up and let it cool down, soak my hands. And then I get back into the precious. Okay, now this going through the bearing into this. Into this part here, we're going to hold that tight. Okay, that, and then we're going to go into the back of this. couple of these things through a little further. Okay. Line them up like so, and oh, here we go. Here's the fun part. Okay, see if I can do this by putting them down now. Save my hands a little bit of strain. Has Petty Ruxpin popped in at all? Anybody seen Petty Ruxpin in chat? I haven't seen him in, so maybe he's not in. Tuxedo, yes, you need an electric screwdriver for this build. 150% you need it. 1,000% you need it. Well, you don't need it, but you'll wish you had one. I'm shaking already. I'm using an electric screwdriver and I'm shaking already. My hands are so fatigued. But this is my bad arm anyway, so oh. Come on, one more little guy here. There we go. And we'll tighten these ones by hand. That's not bad. That's okay. You're good, and you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay, and then if I'm not mistaken, this guy is ready to go on the back of this guy, like so. Like the last one, we'll just finish these ones by hand because these were a little bit looser. Okay, whew. There's those two pieces done. No, I don't want to leave the site. What are you doing? Talk your browser warning you just saw. Okay, got it. I must have hit the wrong button or something. It thought I wanted to leave. Okay, 116. So now we're going on to 117. Okay, I need front portals. Install the top gear in the knuckle. Check the arrow. What knuckle? Is that this piece? No. No, I'm obviously onto a different bag of parts here. So let's just see where I'm looking. So what we're looking for is this piece right here. It's got a little arrow on it. That's definitely not this piece here. So I may be onto another bag. So hang on one second. Let's go to the display. Let's go to my parts. I'm probably looking for bag number 15. It's possible I'm looking for bag number 15 for those parts. We are on the part right here. That's the part right there. Okay. So, there we are. Bag 15. 19, 11 to 19, 13, 15 brim. 15 no brim. I want no brim. There's bag 15. See how easy that was to find? Yay! Okay. see if that's in this bag. Better be in this bag. Let's see. So we're looking for the part that looks like that. And there's the arrow. No, that's not the part. I think I'm in the right bag though. That one, this one? This one. There's the part right there I need. There's the part right, oops, wrong camera. Right there. Oops, there's the part right there. Yeah, okay, good. So that was, we're into bag 15 now. So let's move all that over. That's the one thing I would actually like to see is maybe a little indication, just a little thing here. It says plate 15, plate whatever number these came from, plate number. Because I still have a piece from the previous bag. I got a couple pieces that we haven't used yet. So anyways, not that I'm complaining. The arrow mark identifies the left part. Okay. The arrow mark identifies the left part. Install top cover. Okay, so we're putting this in here. So this is this one. That's the arrow mark going that way. This is going to go in there like that. Okay, makes sense. And then install the cover. So the cover, let's make sure that I have the right cover. So this goes in here like that. This sits here, and then that's going to be the same arrow mark this way like that. So that's going to sit in here just like so. Okay, we're rubbing on something, so let's just check this piece out. And we're going to clean this out a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Got to be careful because this actually melts the plastic. Okay. Okay. Double check that. And a little bit right there. What's bumping? What's hitting that? Okay, we're clear in there. Whoops. And we look like we're clear now. Looks like we're all clear now. Okay. Check the arrows and the part orientation. So we make sure the arrows are both pointing the same way. Okay, like so. Still something bumping there. Maybe it's just my imagination. I think we're okay though. Okay. Like that. 118, 119, and we need M2 by 25s. M2 by 25s. Yeah, we're going to be doing the same thing on the other side, but we'll just do one at a time to keep it less confusing, because one's right and one's left. M2 by 25s are going in the top of this part right here. These holes are right here. Okay, right there and right there. Okay. sit on there tight. Okay. Oh yeah, we're turning fine. We are turning just fine. Okay. Now we're going to put a bearing in that hole. Right in here. There we go. Bearing in there. 121, next page. Keep that out because we're going to repeat, I'm sure. Apply a lot of grease in the gear. Oh, we need another bag out now after this. Apply a lot of piece in the gear. A lot of grease. And I need another bag. Let's just see, because we're going to be looking for this part right here. And I know that's in a different bag yet. So let's have a quick peek here. That is, yeah, bag 16, these pieces right here. And we printed it 3 times because we have 6 wheels. Didn't tell me to print those other ones 3 times though, those other gears, so. Yeah, okay. Okay, so bag 16. Okay. There we are. Okay, let's find the piece first, then we'll do the grease. Portal housing, and that's this piece right, no, that's not that one, that's this one right here. So a lot of grease to the gears, and then this is going to go like that. I just want to see what's coming next. And then 122, then we're going to be putting in M2 by 20s, 5 of them in there. And then we're going to be doing front portals. What? There's only one more of these though. Where's... Let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so apply a lot of grease in the gear. Okay, well, let's get the grease out. I need a drink. Okay, let's get the grease. Okay. That's a lot of grease. That is a lot of grease. Okay. Now the housing, check for orientation. So it's going to be so the bumps are facing in. So I need to make sure. So we have these little bumps that are facing in. Okay, so that's going to be that way. And this goes on like so. Okay. And then I need M2 by 20s, which are right here. And I need 5 of these. There we are. Okay, so those are going top, top, second down, second down. Oh, they're the ones that are indented. Okay, they're the ones that are indented. Okay. Come on. Need to get a couple of them started anyways. Let's get these all started before I put it on. I actually think I could drill these holes out and make them a little cleaner. I don't think these need to be threaded into this part. I'll probably clean these holes out with a 2mm drill bit. I don't think I have a 2mm drill bit though. That's all right. We'll just do it this way. Well, that's a good idea, Indie Nations. That's a really good idea, actually, because I don't know when I'm going to need them. I will do that. Those are bagged. Okay. This then goes on here. Okay, and then these are all going to screw in. Come on. To here. No, I missed. Come on. There we go. Got it. Hey, Adam. First time viewer. Well, welcome, Adam. Appreciate you popping in. Thank you so much. This is going to be a long live build of the MOG model, of the MOG, so, of the MOG. So make sure you hit the subscribe button there so that you get notified every time I go live with this. I generally go live on Sundays, but there may be a time where I do a bonus stream. My light just burnt out, didn't it? You little bugger. Did you just burn out? Well, I can't have that. Hang on. Where's the USB port on this sucker? There you are. Come on now, turn on. What happened? Why did you just burn out? Oh, I gotta charge it, that's why. Oh well, we'll charge it. It's okay. We're in the dark for a little bit, but that's okay. You can see for the most part here. Okay, so we got this piece on. When I bump my camera? Oh, you know what? This is in the way. Let me get this out of the way. I'm gonna have to, let me just take that right out of the way. There we go. And 15, let's put these parts back in as was suggested. Just so I don't lose them, and I do remember what bag number they were from. That was a great suggestion. Indie Nations. Okay. Okie doke. So that's this part so far. Now, so we got this part done here. Now we're going to go front portals. So we're going to take this guy and another red piece. Another one of these red pieces. This single red piece right here. Okay, and then an M2 by 30 screw. M2 by 30. It's, yeah, pretty much all PLA. Yep. But the parts are printed strong. For instance, I'm going to actually do two of these at once since I'm doing them. For instance, parts like these gears are all printed with 30 perimeters. Believe it or not, 30 perimeters, 95% concentric infill. They're extremely, extremely strong parts. And they're reinforced with screws going in them. So basically, they've got long screws going down into these parts, which is reinforcing the strength of these parts even more. So yeah, these are extremely strong parts. Now you'll get different opinions on what materials you should print things in and so forth, but yeah, I was fine with doing these things in PLA. So I have no concerns. Here we go. Okay. And because I know we're going to do the other one anyways, what the heck? Well, I'm here. Come on. Let's grab another one of these out of here. Another 30 millimeter screw. Bolt, sorry Jerry, they're bolts. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I already grabbed another one out. Oh well. And let's put another bolt in this. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Because it's just going to tell me to repeat. Rinse and repeat. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Here we go. I didn't see any recommendations for materials in this, honestly. I might have overlooked it, but I honestly don't recall seeing any recommendations for specific materials to print this job in. So I may as well, since I'm here, let's grab these other parts out of here. That one and this one, because I know darn well we're going to do it anyways. You know we're going to do it. They're going to tell us to do the same for the other side on this thing. Let's just get a little bit of clearance on this one. There we go. And I think we're good. Yeah, that's sitting pretty. And then this side, I think we should be good. We are good. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, there we are. Now we're good. And what size did I use to close that? I used M2 by 25s. in 2x25s. Where are we? Because I know darn well. Yeah, yeah. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. Well, it's not telling me to repeat. I'll leave that one aside for now. It didn't tell me to repeat that one, so I'm just paranoid that if I get too far ahead, that I'll end up shooting myself in the foot. So let's go with these ones. So we finish this part here. This one does tell me right there. Prepare 2 of these gears, which we did. Okay, so this gear, install bottom gear, apply a lot of grease in the teeth. Okay, so we're taking that into the other part we just did, which is right here. We're installing this into the back here, into that bearing like there, and then we're going to apply a lot of grease between these gears. So let's get the grease going, and we'll add a whole bunch of grease. Come on. Grease is so slippery. Ah! There. Actually, let's just do that before we put it in. Let's just grease this gear up really good here. And every gear. Never use too much grease. Can never use too much grease, right? There we go. Okay, that's a lot of grease. Yuck. Yuck. Okay, put that in there. There we go. Oh, look at all that. Look at that grease just oozing out of there. Oh. Okay, that's a lot of grease. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we got that in there. There's going to be a cap go on here, I bet. So we've done this portion. 126, we're looking for instruction number 127, right there. So we're going to put 2 more bearings on there, and then we're going to put a front portal cover. So we need 2 more bearings. One. Come on, get down on there. That bearing does not want to go in too friendly. Hang on. Oh boy. Let's put this one on here. We're dealing with a lot of grease here. Okay, that bearing's on. Ah, yuck, 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 yuck. Let's get this bearing on. Something holding it back. Let's see if I can force that in. Ugh, I don't want to. How far on? That looks like it goes right to the bottom. Let me find my bearing pusher tool here. See if I can get that to go on all the way, which I can. There we go. Ugh. And looks like we're good. Just going to make sure that bearing is on there. Whoa, slippery. Okay, bearings in place. That's in place. That bearing's in place. Oh gosh, that's mucky, yucky, yucky, mucky. Okay. And the cap is going to be one of these right here. Oh, okay, that bearing's got to push into that hole in there. Okay, so that bearing's got to sit in this hole in the cap. Okay, so I'm just going to do this a little reverse. I'm going to force this bearing into the cap. There we go. Okay. And I could have actually forced this other bearing into the cap, but it should be okay there, just like that. And then this will all come together. like so. Why does this not want to come together? Okay. Something's a little off here. Okay. That's good. That bearing is in there. Is that in all the way though? That is. Oh, this bearing has got to be, okay, this bearing has got to be pushed into this thing. This is a tight fit for this bearing. So I'm going to have to use some force. Just give me a second here. I should have maybe put that bearing in there first, but let's just see. Basically what I need to do is this bearing is not sitting into this groove perfectly right yet. So yeah, so this bearing has got to fit into the bearing groove on the bottom here. And it looks clean. I just have to kind of force this in. Now this may be a case where I use, because I got to be careful not to break the part. But yeah, definitely that bearing's not sitting in there proper. But if I were to, let me just think how I can do that without damaging something. I have a vise that I could actually put there and there. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Hang on a sec. Let's just see. It's not going to take much. To seat that bearing. I think that did it. I think that did it. Let's just see. That did it. Yep, that's all it took, was just needed to seat that bearing, and now we're all square in here. Okay, good. Okay, now we close that. That's this guy here. And we use M2 by 25s, 4 of them. 4 of these to close that off. Okay. No gasket. Yeah, really. Gasket to prevent all that grease from leaking out. No gaskets. At least not in the instructions. Okay, why do I have a feeling I'm going to be building a second one of these? Although it hadn't told me yet. It's gonna, at the end it's going to say make 2 of these. I guarantee it. It's going to say make 2 of these. But at least, you know, I know from this first one what I got to do to get the second one to work. Thank you, Jerry. Yes. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. It's free to hit the like button. And you'll be notified when as I continue this build series. Believe me, this build series is going to take a few live streams to get finished. Okay. Let's finish putting these in. Don't like what's happening here. I'm going to back these out. I need to put some clearance in these holes. Because what happens is I'm threading into plastic on this cover that I shouldn't need to thread into. And when it hits the holes on the bottom, it's actually pushing this, it's separating the part. So let me just see, and what I mean by that is these holes should be clearance for these 2mm screws already, and they're not. And what's happening is when it hits the other holes, it's actually pushing the part apart a little bit, versus having clearance in these holes and then just sucking it in by, yeah. So I'm gonna see, do I have a 2mm bit here? Hang on one second, where did I put that little pack of bits? I do have a 2mm. So let's, oh, here, there we go. Just throw that piece on the floor. Pay no attention to it. I just want to see something because I don't want that gap to happen, and it's hard to prevent when you're threading into an area where you shouldn't be threading into. So let me just check something here. So if I take my 2mm, come on. I hate this case. There we go. So if I have this 2mm bit, that's going to be fine. I'm just going to grab my little tool here. Yeah, the clearance holes need to be a little larger, so I'm going to, because that's happened to me a couple times in this build where I've had to kind of back up a little bit. Let's just see if I clear this hole. And it's not much. I mean, I should put these in my drill, but anyways. And this is all to do with, see, that hole should be like that so that this screw can just go right through and then bite the threads on the other side. So I'm going to do that with these ones. That way I'm not going to get that gap that I'm getting between the parts. Because there's plenty of thread screwing into the other half of this part to hold this tight. So I think I need to go through and on all these parts, as I do them, make sure that those clearance holes are the way they are. Okay, there we are, and there we are. And I'm just going to give these other 3 holes some clearance. You have clearance. Roger, roger. And that's all it takes is just a little bit of push through with a 2mm drill bit. And there's no slop at all in it, because that's the proper size for these clearance holes. Okay, and one more, which was this one. That was done. This one here. The ream machine, yeah. Oh, this one here has got to be done. Pretty sure this is the way that these are intended to be done anyways, and if not, well, I just broke the rules, so oh well. So that's like that. See, because these screws now should just be able to just go in, and I shouldn't have to worry about those parts separating, because as I tighten them down, it'll tighten that gap. Just naturally tighten that gap. And there won't be a gap between the parts. Like so, and like so. And we'll finish them by hand. Yeah, and that's snugging in just nicely now. There we go. Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be 6 of these things. But for some reason, I don't think there's enough parts. And there we go, just like that. And that is turning just fine. There we go. There's that finished part right there. So now we're on to install the hub plate. The shape of the hub and the tapered surface will make it really hard to break. Oh no, this is going to be 2 because it's going to be a 2-wheel drive. The other wheels are going to all flow freely, I think. Anyways, we'll see. Okay, so the hub thing is going to be, that's got to be in bag number 16 as well. Yeah, yeah. That is this piece right here. That's this piece right here, right there. Okay, so the shape of the hub and the tapered surface will make it really hard to break. Okay, fair enough. And that's, now we want 131. Okay, and we're going to be putting these in with 2 by 30 millimeters. If you're using fast electric screwdriver, the screws can melt the hub plate. Make sure to tighten this part slowly. Okay, that's not the fastest electric screwdriver, so it is going in relatively slow. So M2 by 30, and we need 3 of these. I don't know, maybe it is AWD, I'm not sure. You could be right. But if it is, then I'm going to be short some parts because there's not enough of these printed to do all 6 wheels. So, yeah, okay, so anyways. So this is going in here. Okay, so let's get these started. So these are going on the outside. Oh, okay, see, those holes have good clearance on them, you see? Like these ones here, I don't have to put any clearance. And again, I printed this, keep in mind, I printed this on six or 7 different printers. So, yeah. Okay, so we have that, and this. Okay, so those 3 are going to line up with this. And let's just make sure that I am actually in the holes, and I am. Okay, so we're going to go this, and as I say, this isn't the fastest screwdriver, so we should be okay. I wouldn't consider this high speed. And I haven't melted anything yet. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Wiki Central, but we'll see. Maybe they are, and maybe I'm just... No, I've printed all the pieces it said to print, but we'll see. Especially for an all-terrain vehicle like this, right? Whoops. Oh, I thought the battery was dying and my finger slipped off the button. This little screwdriver has lasted a lot of screws. Okay, and then we'll snug this one up by hand. There we go. So there's this whole case thing. You turn this and that wheel thing turns. Kind of turns in the opposite direction. But yeah, that's, so there's that done. Oh boy, this is a big build. Okay, now front portals. So we have these little silver doomer thingies here that we're going to be screwing into the front of this. Okay, so let's find those parts, which I know are right here. Right here. Bag 13. Yeah, this is my Fantic, and it is doing really well. I have my other one over there as backup. Haven't had to use it yet. So this Fantic has been fantastic. It's a Fantic drill. If I get to another page and it says, okay, now make 5 more of these or make 6 in total, I'm going to scream. But let's get ready because it's probably going to say that. So we're going to put 2 M2 by 6s in here. M2 by 6s, which are, oh, don't have any of them out yet, do I? M2 by 10, M2 by 8, M2 by 6s right here. 2 of them. Okay. So this is going to go in here, and this is going to go on the side like this. And there's no orientation issue here because it looks like this is all the same, pretty much the same size here. Let's just make sure I have this hole. Oh yeah, that hole's fine, and that hole's fine. Okay, I'll just use these since they're only 6mm screws. I'll just do these by hand. There we go. Start that one. Let's get the other one in. See if I can find the hole. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to over tighten these at all. These don't tighten. There we go. And this one didn't really tighten. Okay, so there's that piece there. That's what we're looking at, which is this bottom picture right here. Okay, now 133. Okay, so are you wondering what the function of the shield is? They prevent stones from getting stuck between the portal fixed and the rim rotating. Ah, okay. This part is optional, but I recommend it. Okay, so the function of this is to prevent stones from getting stuck in between, I guess in between here. It prevents stones from getting stuck in here or something. Okay. It's optional, but they recommend it, so we've done it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then we're looking at now front portals. So it's these pieces here, which I believe are another bag altogether. Another bag. Holy crow. Which version of the Fantic? This is, oh gosh. I'll have to look at the case and see. I don't remember. I got it at Costco. Here's the next bag. I got this at Costco. Oh, right here. Here you go. NEX S1 Pro. So this also comes, let me back this out a little bit. This also comes with, so the driver itself, when you're not using it, it slides down in here and clicks in, okay? Oh, God, that hurt. That's hard in the arm. And then in here, you push this up, and this comes with, in the case, it comes with a bunch of drivers in there. There's nothing small enough for what I'm working with, but that's what this comes with. And then that just stores in the case like that. It's a neat little system. USB-C chargeable, of course. Okay, so now I need these front portal parts. We're onto this part right here. This is page 134 of a 1,000-page assembly manual, if that tells you anything. Okay, so we need, let's see, we need this solid part kind of right here, and one of these parts here. Yeah, we're going to be doing this a bunch more times. Now, this is something I may do some of them off stream, because if we're just rinsing and repeating 6 times for some of this, then yeah, I may do some of these things off stream. So we'll see. M2 by 16. Okay, I have one of those right here. So we're going to put that in one of these holes here on this side. Let me just get these holes clearanced out on these holes, because these are obviously clearance holes. Because again, I don't want these parts separating. And again, this is the kind of stuff I can do off stream for each and every one of these things. Yeah, I'll put this on my drill when I do these. When I do a whole bunch of them, I'll actually put this on my drill, so it makes for a little easier work. Okay, I'm 2x16, and we're going to put that in one of these holes. It doesn't say which one. And we're going to go flat on that side here, so we'll go here. Okay, and that comes right out, so is it going to tell me to repeat that 42 times? Look at all these holes. 134, let's go to 135. Yeah, of course it does. Look, now repeat for the remaining screws. 9 of them. Okay, so we're going to be doing a little bit of screwing here. 9 screws, and they are M2x16s. Okay, well, let's do it. What the heck? 1, 2, they don't want this thing coming off. 3, 4, 5, and just imagine, I think I got to do 6 of these. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Patience, of course. That's what it takes. And these ones, definitely, these ones I can definitely see stripping, so I'm not going to go super tight with the electric. I will just snug these up after the fact. A little bit of plastic coming out that one, that's okay. So there's 10 screws in each one of these. I think there's 6 of these going to be made, so that's 60 screws. If you had to do these by hand, no, I'd wish you luck. Tuxedo. Me do this very long time. Yeah, the next instruction says prepare 2 of these. Why only 2? Why do I have a feeling? Anyways, I'm not going to go there right now. Why wouldn't they say prepare 6 of these? Because they told me to print 6 parts for a 6-wheel drive. Okay, there we are. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here we are. If you look at the bottom there, that's what we're supposed to have, and it says prepare 2 of these. Why are you telling me to prepare 2 when it told me to print? You told me to print a whole lot more. Who am I to question? Hang on, I'm gonna very quickly here, hang on one momento. That's getting hard on the hands. Excuse me, I think it's time to bring out the big boy here. 6 wheels, yes, but oh, maybe 2 per axle. I guess I'm only preparing 1 axle and I gotta go through this thing another 3 times. Oh Lord. This is just gonna make a little easier work of this. Just makes life a little bit easier. Okay, 10 more of those screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, there's a handful. It's close enough. And are we on the hole? Come on, get in the hole. Oh, wrong side, that's why. Make sure you put them on the right side. Yeah, filthy animal. Okay. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That, you know, that's true. I'm probably just building the first axle right now. Because there's probably going to be 2 more axles after this that we're going to go through this whole thing again. But because they're different, maybe one's a drive axle, it's going to have something a little set up a little bit different, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Whoops, don't throw screws on the ground, Tim. There we go, there we go. Let's get rid of all this and let's start putting these in. Axle wrong. Well, you don't want to spell axle wrong. Physio for my arm, Tuxedo? Well, what I do every day at my job, my arm gets a lot of exercise. Am I following a physio regime? No. It's getting better slowly but surely, but it still fatigues a lot quicker than it should. But then again, those tendons are not going to attach themselves back, so I'm going to have to live with that. So, yeah. This would be a great marketing video for this Fantic screwdriver. I should contact the company and say, hey, tune into my videos. Send me your products. I'll put them through a rigorous test like this. Okay, there we go. We got some plastic came through on a couple of these. Don't think that's a big deal, but I'm going to get rid of it because I'm sure there's going to be something screwing onto these things. That's why we got those little nuts that came with the whole kit. Oh, did I just... that 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm not trying to impress you, 5 that I can count to 10, 6, 7, it's the only way I can remember, 8, where I started, 9, 10. There we go. There's the second one. Okay. Oh! Oh! Front is going to steer, middle will have a pass-through, and then the last one is where the ends, at least that's how 6x6 for the rears work. Ah. Okay, we finished this. We're going to move on to 137. Here's 137, okay. Oh, Lord. Now we're going to screw 8 screws, screwing this that we just made into this. I told you, now repeat the same steps to build the right assembly. Do you like it? Keep me posted with your builds on socials. Oh yeah, and look at the little smiley face he puts. And it's like, yeah, I knew you were going to tell me to repeat that for another one. Yeah, you little beep. It's a good thing I'm almost done my stream, because I don't know if I'm going to have the patience to do this. Okay, so this is going to go on like this, and then this is going to go on like this into this. Yeah, definitely a drive thing for one of the wheels. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that all these holes are pass-throughable. Oh yeah, these are almost no resistance. Not into my hand. Yeah, those holes were probably fine as they were. Okay, and these are M2 by 12s. M2 by 12s. Where did I put that bag? M2 by 12s right here, and I need 8 of these. Then we got to rinse and repeat. You got to be kidding, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only need 8. Oh lordy. Okay, and then these are sticking out. Obviously, these are going to be. We're going to screw the wheels into these sticky outy bolts here. I know it's been a lot, like 2 hours and 45 minutes just to get this little bit done. Well, I say a little bit, but man. Okay, let's put this in here. Doesn't really matter where I start the holes, but let's get these ones started. Come on, come on, get in there. My hands are literally shaking. My hands are literally shaking because I've, like, even though I'm using an electric screwdriver, it's a lot of work for picking up these little screws and holding all these parts. But I'm enjoying this build. I don't know about you guys, but I am enjoying this. And 6. Like, look at all the screws just in this one part. Like, you think about all the screws just in this one part. Incredible, man. Okay, here we go. I think this tip is stripping. Let me just switch bit tips. See if this one's a little better. Oh yeah. These things were cheap on Amazon, these bits, so we've gone through minimal screw use compared to how many are in the kit. So if I have to order more of these tips, I will. I have 4 of them. I think it was $3 a piece or something. Okay, let's snug these up by hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we go. There's where we're at so far now with this piece. So we're speaking 10, 18, 21, about 22, 23, 24, 25, probably 30 or 40 screws just in this part alone. Like, look at that. Look at that. So you have a drive gear here that's going to turn your wheels. And this is going to obviously attach somehow to the tire. And it looks like we're going to be building a bunch of these, but it wants me to do one more, just like this. But man, oh, that's a lot of building. Yeah, I'll be going through. I think this one's pretty much toast. I'll hang on to it because I'd rather have it and need it just to do some little stuff just in case. But I'll hang on to that as a used bit. And I got another package of 2 there. I might just order some more to have anyways, because I mean there is a crap load of screws to go through yet. So, but now it wants me to rinse and repeat this with this other part that we got to get. Like, holy crap! Holy crap! There's a lot of stuff here. Did I put that on backwards? I think I put this one piece together backwards. I got to go back and see. I think I put this in here back upside or backwards reverse. Matter of fact, I know I did. I know I did. Let me just fix that now before I go too far. I'll put that in backwards. Oh, I didn't screw it together yet. This piece is supposed to go like this. And this piece is supposed to go on there like this. Like that. I had it on backwards. And then that goes in there like that with the... But what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to make sure I push the... I'm going to make sure that in the inside here that I get that bearing pushed in first before I try to force it in like I did before. This bit, they're 1.5 millimeter bits. Now, these little hand bits, and I gotta maybe try a different brand, because these little hand bits, they tend to fit snugger in the screw, a little bit snugger in the screw than these actual bits here do. There's a little bit of wobble, a play in this one, which is a 1.5, and this is a 1.5 millimeter, and these fit in there a little bit tighter. Like, see how see how I can hold it on here? But you can kind of see how I can kind of, you know, it takes a little bit for this to fall. That holds it on there pretty tight. Whereas this little bit tip here, it's quite loose compared to this one. So, and if I look at them, it is just a tiny bit smaller. So I don't know if this is just a cheaply made one, because this does say 1.5 on it, and this one says 1.5. So yeah, I think if I order more of these, I'll try a different brand. They're working okay, but I think because they're just that little bit loose, they're probably prone to slipping, like we've seen happen here. So yeah. 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 Yes, go subscribe to Jerry's channel, you guys, too. Jerry is such a great help to the community. Jerry has helped me out so many times here with, you know, having people like, subscribe. He's reminded me of things, and Jerry's a great friend of this community, so give Jerry some love. He put a link there to his channel, so I think that we are pretty close to... I'll do a little bit more here. Let's go work a little bit more on this. I'm going to go till 7 o'clock. Anybody wants to stick around, you can. Unfortunately, as I said earlier in the stream, we are not able to do a draw today for Polymaker. I was asked not to because they're having some issues with their giveaway portal, or their giveaway thingamadoober. So I need to wait until I hear from them, but I'll see if I can do a catch-up giveaway when the time comes. I'll see. I can't promise, but I will ask. And that's all I can do is ask. Okay, so we're just going to put this together as far as I can until we get to about 7 o'clock, or until people start dropping off the stream like flies. We'll see. So M2 by 25s to put these together. I kind of know what I'm doing now in a bit, and I know now that I can put some clearance holes in some of these things. And this one here, we're screwing through the top side of this one. Yeah. So let me just put the clearance hole in this. Make sure we're good on this. I got to start doing that with some of these pieces. Oh, that's very... Yeah, this is just a matter of tolerances on the printer, because that took very little to do that too. Okay, M2 by 25, 25. This guy goes in here like so. This guy comes on here like so. And we can screw this in. Oops, here, you don't need to see that. Here, we'll just keep going here like this. Check my XY hole compensation. Is there such a thing? Or are you just pulling my leg again? I never know with you guys. I never know with you guys if you're pulling my leg. I know now enough to be dangerous. How true. Okay, we got that one. We're going to put a bearing in this hole here, which I believe fit nicely, but this perfect size bearing pusher, I tell you. Yeah, that fits perfect in there. Okay. Okay, we got to grease this part again, so let's grab the grease out again. That one's empty. Let's grab my grease. Grab a couple of these, I know I'm going to need them. My grease rag, because I know I'm going to need it. And we're going to grease this sucker up. There we go. Whoa, okay, that's grease. Grease is the word. It's the word that you heard. It's got groove. It's got feeling. Rah, 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 rah. Okay, that's what she said. Yeah. Okay, that one there. Now we're going to need this part out here. We're going to need the cover, and we're going to need one of those. We are going to size our holes in this like we did before. Come on. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5 of them. 4. 5. Okay. And we may as well do the same on this, because this is going to be screwing into that. There we go. Learn my lesson. And I'll clear all these out off camera. I'll clear the rest of them out. Give me something to do this week, not like I don't have enough to do already. Okay, and so on this one, I'm going to need to push some bearings. I'm going to need to push a bearing in here. Let's get out of the way, drill. We know we got to push a bearing in here, like so. Like there. Okay. Perfect, so that's done. Okay, and we're going to attach that with 5 M2 by 20s. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll start the bottom one. Okay, and we'll start one of the top ones. There we go, and then we can put the other ones in. I missed the joke, but I am a good sport. I can take a joke. I can take any joke you can throw at me, possibly. Possibly. That way and that way. There we go. Just want to make sure I got my arrows all coordinated here. Let me go back. What did I miss? Let me see the joke I missed. Oh, that's what she said. Yeah, oh yeah. It's one of my favorite shows too. I love that show. I have an autographed Jenna Fisher picture, actually. She was my celebrity crush. I'm sure she was a lot of people's celebrity crush. And there we go. That's on. Okay, now we've already prepared this piece. 24, 125. Okay, so this is going in here. We're going to grease this piece up. Grease up this piece. Let's do that. Come on, why do you make your grease so slippery, people? There we go. That's all greased. And you can go in there like so. There we go. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wipe the grease off your fingers. There we go. Okay. All the grease is working its way to the front, which is okay. Okay. But we know they're well greased. They're well lubed. Now, I got that piece in there. And then we put the washer. So we already got the top washer in. We're going to put a washer in the bottom. Let's see if I can, or the washer. I keep calling them washers. They're bearings. Can I put that bottom bearing in, or will it? Let's see if that bottom bearing I can. Does it just sort of sit freely in there? It kind of just sits freely in there. Hang on. No, that's not in there right. Let's get that out. So that goes in this. Yeah, that's the piece where that bearing is in there extremely tight. I had to push that bearing on with all my might. Okay, let's just see. Boom, boom. This bearing was really snug to fit on here, I remember. Okay. There we go. That is good. I don't want to have to carve the part down at all because I want that bearing to be housed nice and snug. Now, this is the part where I had to... Oh, I know what I did. I took this out of here. This bearing can... Come on, get off of there, bearing. Get off of there. You don't have to be on there. Everything's just so damn slippery. Okay, and then this can go back in here. Okay, I remember what I did here. Then I put this bearing in here like this. Okay, and then I used, very carefully, I housed this bearing. Like so. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Other than no response, I take it well. Oh yeah, sometimes I don't see it. That's okay. I can give it just as much as I can take it too, so. And if I'm not mistaken, there we go. That let me close that just fine. So that's just a little hack around getting that bearing on there. There we go. Okay. Okay. Do what you gotta do. And then we close that with 4 M2 by 25s. And I drilled those holes out, so these should just nice and slide in. Yeah, good. Like that, and like that. Here we go. So now, okay. Okay. Okay, and then that should be turning nice and easy and freely, and it is. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to be putting this front portal as a hub plate. And that was this guy. Okay. And that went on that way, and we used M2 by 30s. We'll just clear these holes, give them clearance. Come on. Ow, 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 ow. Don't drill into your finger. Ow. Did I draw blood? No, good. I know you guys want to see blood, but I'm not gonna give you blood that easy. 3 pieces, 3 of these. Oh, we're over time now. I'm just gonna finish up here real quick. This was a long stream, but, and we go into that hole there. Start this. Okay, and then we'll start the second one so we get alignment. And the third one. Okay, well, let's power these in. That means my drill is a bit dull. Yeah, no kidding, right? So for these, so they don't get too hot, let them cool off a bit. I just put them in about halfway or so. Then we'll go to the third one. Gives the other ones a chance to cool down a bit if they're getting too hot. But we're not going super fast here. If I use my drill, they'd be much faster. But we're not in a hurry here. The only thing that this screwdriver doesn't have, I don't think it has, it doesn't have an indicator to tell me how much battery's left in it. But we've been going 3 hours, using it a lot, and it's still going strong. So I'm quite happy with it. There we go. And there's that. Okay, then, ooh, I think it was this one. See, I'm glad I made that second one. Oh, well, then we got to put the shield on now. This guy with M2x6s. And that was just a little bag here. M2x6s. M2x6s. These ones here. 2 of these. And these I just put in by hand. Okay, and that was on here. Right in there. And right in this side. Here we go. Okay. Then after that, okay, we built this piece. And that's what we did there. And then this goes with M2x12, 8 of them. Did I drill these out? I don't think I did. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, M2x12. And I think I had some of them out here. M2x10, no I didn't. M2x12s. Come on, 12s, right here, right in front of me. 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Look at that. I just poured 8 out right on cue. Okay, so let's get one of them going. There we go. Did I make it? I did. Get a second one started. Nope. How could I have missed that hole? How did I miss that? How's that missing the hole when one of them hits? That is mathematically improbable. That is mathematically improbable for that to happen. Okay. Okay, that misses, I know. Come on. Okay, if I put 2 of them in and align the top and the bottom with top and bottom holes, top and bottom, there, they should line up now. There you go, and There you go. You're both cooperating now. Good. Okay, now I can start the rest of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's get these going. We'll do them like I'm changing a tire. We'll go, you know, crisscross. Okay, let's just snug them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Done. Done. Second one's made. Okay. Okay, I think that takes us to the end of this section, 138. Yeah, that takes us to the end of this section. Now we're going to start making front axles. Whoa. Got those two done. I'm going bonkers here now. So anyways, that was a lot of work. Holy crap, that was a lot of work. Oh. Woo. Thank you, the 31 people who have stuck around. I sincerely appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We're going to call it. I'm done. I got to go get some food in me. You guys have a fantastic week. And that's it. We're done. I'll catch you guys next week. We'll maybe do a bonus stream during the week. We'll see. I can't promise it, but we'll see. Talk to you guys later. Thanks so much again for hanging around, guys. And I appreciate you all. And hopefully we'll get back to the Polymaker draws next week. We'll see. Have a good night. Have a great week, everybody. Bye for now.